So here we have the Meross Smart LED desk lamp. It connects to Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, and Apple HomeKit. It looks like a pretty standard desk lamp. If I show it to you, nothing special about it. But what is special about it is it connects to IFTTT, and that means you can control it with JavaScript. And I'm going to show you how. So pairing this with Apple HomeKit is pretty simple. You just go to your HomeKit, you click Add Accessory, and then you scan the QR code, which is on the back of the lamp. Now, it's worth noting that you do need to be connected to a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. I didn't do that the first time, so I had to do that again. You'll see it asked me, I changed the Wi-Fi network and then rescanned it, just as I did before. It does take a while to connect. I can't remember how long it took me. It might have taken me about a minute of it just spinning and loading, and then eventually it did connect. And then once it's connected, it asks you what room you want to put it in. So I'm putting it in the bedroom. That's where I think I want to have it. You can give it a name if you want to. And then if you've got any automations configured on your HomeKit already, you can use those. So I put it so that when the last person leaves home, it will automatically turn off, just in case we forget to turn it off ourselves. And then that's it. It's added to your home, and you can go ahead and control it just like you can any other Apple HomeKit accessories. So you've got all your standard controls. You can turn it on and off, obviously, control the brightness right from in the app. And also change the colors. It can go this orange color or this white color. So yeah, pretty nice. Now, to connect with IFTTT, you're going to want to go ahead and install the Meross app from the App Store. Once you've done that, you just open the app. You do need to go ahead and create an account if you haven't already done that. And then once you've done that, on the home screen, you should see a little plus button. You can just add that device. So I can see at the top, it already found this device on my network. So I just clicked add, and then it took about 2 seconds and it was already done. So it's right there for me on the home screen, and I can now control that from the app just as I could with the Apple HomeKit app. So now that that's added to my Meross account, I can go ahead and control that from IFTTT. So the first thing we can do before we can control it with JavaScript is to set up some webhooks. So from the IFTTT iPhone app, or you can do it from the browser if you don't want to use the iPhone app. Essentially, I just create a new widget. I search for a webhook, but obviously you can do it with other things if you want to, button press or something like that. But I'm using webhook here, and I've just clicked to receive a web request. Now I'm creating a separate webhook here for lamp on, and I'll do the same in a second for lamp off. But you can configure it to use a web request with a JSON payload and probably figure out whether you want it to be on or off based on the JSON payload. But we're not going to do that here. We'll just create a separate webhook for on and one for off. So anyway, I've created my webhook for on. I've given it a name lamp_on. And then all I need to do is configure the then operation. So I'll go ahead and search for the Meross app there. And you see this part. Then if I scroll down, you'll see this turn on option there. So I click on that, and then I need to connect to my Meross account. So I click continue there. I'll go ahead and sign in with the account you just made, and it should find that device in there that you just added. So from there, I make sure my device is selected. I click create action, and it's right there, good to go. I'll go ahead and rename the title because I don't want a title that big, but this part doesn't really matter. You can name it whatever you like. So after that, like I said, I'll go ahead and do the same for the off operation. So I'll go ahead, create a new applet. I search for my webhook there, and then give it a name, lamp_off in this case. And then the then operation here is just going to be in the Meross app again. Scroll down, and there's a turn off operation here. So click on that. And then I don't have to connect because I already did that in the last step. So I can just go ahead and click create action. Now I go ahead and rename the applet again, just so it's a bit cleaner. But we're done here. We're done with IFTTT now. So now we can get to the JavaScript code. All right, so let's go ahead and write some code to control this now. I've got my lamp right here, so you should be able to see it turn on and off. So anyway, all we need to do is create a new project. So in Visual Studio Code, open up a new file and save it, index.html. I've just created some folder for this project, but I've got my blank index.html file. I'll go ahead and create my web page. So in Visual Studio Code, I can type HTML and click on this, which should auto-complete the web page for me. I can update my title. So Meross lamp control, if you want to. I'll just change the text that appears in the tab. And then we're just going to add some buttons here. So I'll add my button here. This will say light on. Oops, if I can spell light. light on, and I'll just add another one underneath that for light off. Okay, cool. So if we go to that in our browser, so I right click on that, copy path, and I'll go back to my web browser, and I'm going to paste that in there, and we should be able to see our web page. So these are the buttons that will control this lamp. Obviously you can add your own CSS to make it look nice, but that's not the focus of this course. We can add a simple on click here. So on, click, and we can make it run some JavaScript function here. So in order to do that, I'll just create a simple script block. So script, this, and inside there, I'll create my function, light on. And then in there, for now, I'll just alert, just so we can see that it works. Alert, light on. Okay, and if I just call that function now in here, so in the on click, I'm going to just paste that there. And then if I save it, go back to my browser, refresh the page, click light on, we should see the function get called. Great. I'll just do the same real quick for light off, and then we'll actually hook this up to the lamp. So I'll copy that function. I'm going to paste it below, and this will be light off. Now I'll change that to light off. And I'll also hook this up to the, this on click to the button below, like that. Okay, and then put light off like that. Cool. So just to make sure that works, you can refresh the page if you want to. Click light off, and you should see that we get this alert. Okay, cool. So let's actually do something real with it now. Now, I've gone to IFTTT. I've signed into my account. And if you go to your account here, where is it? My services, I think, and scroll down to, we need the, where is it? The webhooks. Because remember, we're using a webhook for this. So if I click webhooks and then click on documentation, we should get this part here, which gives us our key. This is a special key which we use for our account, and it will allow us to control our own applets. So you can see here, all we have to do is make a request to this, this URL with our ID, and also then just pass in some event there, and that will control that applet. So to show you how this works, if we just access this URL, it should fire the applet. So I'll go to a new tab, for example, paste it in there. The only thing we need to update is this part right here, this curly brackets with event, because our ID is already there for us. So if I just get rid of that, now inside there, all I need to do is put the name of my my webhook. Now we called it lamp_off. So if I press enter now, you should see that lamp will turn off. There we go. Now, we could do the opposite way. If we change this to lamp on, for example, it will fire our other one, and that will turn on. There we go. Simple as that. So let's just do that in our code. So we'll do it using just some basic JavaScript. So to make a web request, we can just use the built-in fetch library that comes with JavaScript. I'll do it in the light off one first because the lamp is currently on. So I'll go to here, replace that alert with fetch. Now the URL is just going to be whatever that was. Did I already lose it? It's right here. So I'll take that and I will paste it in there like this. So paste that in there. And the only thing we need to do is make sure we've got this event name right. So this is the light off function. So I'll make sure I've got that as lamp off. And that should be it. It does return a promise. So you can do something with it once it's done. But for what we're doing here, we don't need to do anything with the promise. So I'll just leave it as is. I'll copy that line and I'll replace it in this function too. And I'll make sure to change this to lamp on like that. And that should be it. If I give that a save now, I'll go back to here, refresh the page. And if I click light off, it should turn off. Now. Cool, that turned off. And I'll click light on, it should turn back on again. Right there. And that's it. So, this is a very simple example, obviously. We've just done a basic light on, light off. But you could extend this and do some really cool stuff with it. You could add it to a dashboard on your wall. I've got a dashboard, so I can add it to there, for example. If you've got door sensors on your doors, you can run some code when they open or close, and then you can essentially just call this function, and it will turn the lights on and off. So you can really do whatever you like here. Now, the cool thing is you can take this same sort of logic and apply it to anything that connects to IFTTT. So go ahead, have fun with it. Let me know what you can come up with.